Rick is pointing out, of course, the recruiting rankings have been compromised by the transfer portal, of course. So you can't just say, here are the recruiting rankings for this year. And I was highlighting Ohio State's big advantage over Michigan. Michigan had a great transfer portal class, 247, and others. Possibly, I always go to 247 for their combined rankings of the two, have worked that all out to a certain extent. I see two different strategies in the transfer portal out of those two schools. I would say Michigan's going more, not that they haven't hit quality, but they're certainly more active in the transfer portal. It looks like Ohio State just sees a need and they're like, okay, that cornerback from Ole Miss, they're not like, oh, we need an overhaul here. We do have a pretty good football team.
I want you and you and you and you and you. Are you tired of sucking playing for a Sun Belt team that's 3-8? Come and play with us. I think that they hit needs that they had to have. Jahad Carter at cornerback, Davison Ebiginison, or however that's pronounced, the corner from Ole Miss. Those guys could walk right in and start for all I know or care. And then obviously, Vic Cutler is going to come in and compete on the offensive line. They got a long snapper out of there. And, of course, Tristan Gebbia, the quarterback. I thought Ryan Day eloquently addressed that last week, just that Tristan wants to get into coaching when his time is done and still believes he can play a little bit. So he's going to come and agree to provide depth at Ohio State behind Devin Brown and Kyle McCord, help mentor those guys, and start getting some inroads into what his life after playing football will look like, and learn what it takes to be a program assistant and a college football coach and these kind of things. So to me, this is a real win-win situation to be able to bring a kid in who accepts a role. And that's just a tremendous bonus for them out of the portal to get a guy who's played some football. As Ryan Day said at Oregon State, he actually played against Oregon in what do they call that? The Civil War? Is that what that one's called? So he's got some experience on the firing line in a big game, and at least out there it's considered a big game. So, definitely a win-win situation on that one.
I still call it the Civil War.
Yeah, I think they changed the name because we're soft these days. But I digress.
The battle for Antifa held Portland. Is that what it's?
How about them Bears? I think there are merits to both schools' approaches in terms of the transfer portal. I think that here in the last couple of years, Michigan's done a good job. They addressed some serious needs and you just can't sit there and look at the rivalry and be like, well, they're bad, so obviously they make bad decisions. They've made some good decisions there. Ohio State is very much more, I think, targeted in terms of what it is they're going for. I mean, in some ways here as of late, they haven't made that big splash. They haven't landed that Justin Fields. They haven't landed that name. I mean, let's be honest, last year in picking up Chip Trainum, that was not a that Ohio State has won portal wars because they went out and got him. I think that there's also a strategy too of Michigan really filled its needs like immediately. Michigan was very active in the portal from the word go. We're still going to see another wave of portal entries coming out of the spring. Now, of course, the question's going to be, if you're entering the portal in the spring, obviously you couldn't crack your lineup. You're not going to see as many guys that are coming from lower schools looking to move up. But, I think history will be the one that shows who really had the better strategy.